living in a time of the emancipation of sexual identity, when who you desire can be declared in more open places and be met with greater acceptance. But what about those with no or little desire? Well, researchers say there's enough of those people in Canada to fill a place the size of Halifax. And as Victoria Ptashnick discovered, they're emerging from the shadows as well.
It's no secret sex is all around us. And no doubt, it sells. What is surprising, though, are there are people who are not buying it because they say they aren't capable of sexual attraction.
So these three are my...
Amy de Vos is part of that growing community who is coming out as asexual.
This one I took for my parents' wedding.
She works as a photographer in Kitchener and describes herself as a pretty normal 21-year-old.
Everyone loves how cute he is in the leaves.
Except for one thing.
I'm an asexual, and that means that I don't experience sexual attraction or a desire for sex.
She says being open about who she is often gets people talking.
The most prominent response I would get is probably, you just haven't found the right person yet. Because I'm 21, I'm still kind of young, but I definitely know what I am, and I definitely don't see that changing.
Since discovering who she is, she's made it her mission to spread awareness about her orientation by organizing asexual get-togethers in her area, and also making sure the group has a spot in the World Pride Parade in 2014. Amy says she can recognize attractiveness in men, but just doesn't have sexual desire towards them.
So Amy, you're telling me this guy does nothing for you?
He looks good, but nothing there sexually.
Okay, hold on. What about him?
She says love without lust has some big challenges.
Being able to go out and date people, you can't do that as an asexual because on the dating scene, sex is a heavy part in dating, and it's just not something that I would want to do.
It's those sorts of challenges that have united this unique group of people online as well. The Asexual Visibility and Education Network has been increasing in numbers, and several asexual dating websites have cropped up, in addition to a documentary examining the orientation debuting on Netflix. Tony Bogart, a professor at Brock University who has been studying asexuality, says that he's not surprised more visibility for asexuals has cropped up in Canada.
In my research, there is probably some evidence that 1% or so is a good working figure for the number of asexual people.
Amy thinks Bogart's figure estimate is about right and says she hopes this surge in visibility for asexuality will continue. But that doesn't diminish a very real and rare problem for this 21-year-old.
I worry about not finding someone who is like me because I don't necessarily want to compromise on the sexuality part, and it's really tough when there isn't a lot of people out there like me.
For Kevin Newman Live, I'm Victoria Ptashnick.
And Victoria joins us now in studio. So it's pretty complicated for asexuals. I mean, they're still looking for love.
Absolutely, Kevin. So these people still want relationships. They're very capable of falling in love and having romantic feelings. There just may not be a sexual component to those feelings. They like the idea of companionship and all those lovely things that relationships bring. They're just not interested in the idea of sexual intimacy.
So is there much research being done into why, whether, you know, they're built that way, whether there are emotional or fear issues that are part of it?
There is. So I spoke with one of Canada's leading experts on this, Tony Bogart. He's a professor at Brock University, and what he said is he very much sees this as a fourth sexual orientation. So these people are very much born this way. And, you know, just as any sample population would have, you know, examples of people who may have been sexually abused, and that contributes to this sort of thing, there is a small sample of that, but that certainly is not the thing that defines them or makes them asexual in any way. It's
not prevalent. And as we said at the beginning, you know, hundreds of thousands of Canadians.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Victoria, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.